Ready? Alright folks, welcome to the official press conference to the UAE Warriors 61 and 62, where in the global epicenter of combat sports, 2 titles being on the line. This Wednesday, history will be made as the first Intercontinental title will be fought over between the current Arabian featherweight champion Ali Al-Qaisi and one of our greatest fighters from the African continent, Sylvester Chifungu. And on Thursday at UAE Warriors 62, the welterweight champion defends his belt for the very first time as Khotanbek Boy Nazarov from Uzbekistan takes on the challenger, James Lontop from Peru. We're going to ask the fighters to step up and introduce them one by one. We're going to start with the first half of the co-main event of UAE Warriors 61, Asaf Choparov. Asaf is undefeated Azerbaijani Sambo fighter on a remarkable 25 winning streak, and he takes on, in that co-main event of UAE Warriors 61, João Pedro Saldanha. João Pedro is a former jungle fight bantamweight champion from Brasilia. We're going to move on to the co-main event of UAE Warriors 62, and probably the greatest UAE warrior in our promotion's history, a man who is a hero to so many people and needs very little introduction. Please put it together for Bruno Caveira Machado. Of course, there is a former UAE Warriors lightweight champion, and he's on a 9-fight winning streak, and he takes on, in that co-main event of UAE Warriors 62, Akshin Babayev. Akshin is a 32-fight veteran from Azerbaijan, a superb Muay Thai fighter who last fought for us at UAE Warriors 13, 5 years ago. A warm welcome back to you, sir. And in the main event of UAE Warriors 61, fighting for the Intercontinental featherweight belt, please welcome back Sylvester Chifungu. Sylvester is the former ESC bantamweight champion from Zimbabwe and stamped his credentials for a title fight by finishing Mahmoud Mando with a first-round knockout at UAE Warriors 53. And he takes on, in that main event, for the Intercontinental featherweight belt of UAE Warriors, the current Arabian featherweight champion from the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, the royal fighter, Ali Al-Qaisi. Let's move on to the main event of UAE Warriors 62, the welterweight title contender from Peru, the Dana-White Contender Series winner, James Koku Lontop. 9 top 4 finishes for James. He has never been knocked out. In fact, he's only been finished once these past 6 years. Now it's time to put your hands together, please, for the welterweight champion of UAE Warriors from Uzbekistan, Khotanbek White Wolf Boy Nazarov. And now it's time to welcome, please, the fountainhead of combat sports in Abu Dhabi. Please put your hands together for the CEO of Palm Sports and General Manager of UAE Warriors for the traditional welcoming address, Mr. Fuad Darwish.
Marhaba, good to see you again. Wow. What a nice crowd. Simon, thank you for the introduction. You bring so much energy for our soul, and sorry we couldn't bring everyone that wanted to be at the press conference today. Wesley spoke with me earlier, and he asked me if we could get a bigger room. It was a bit too late because we had more than 100 attendees, 50 from you, another 50 from outside. It was really good, and you're always the core of this, so you are the priority for us as a company, for me as a person, and for the Warriors as the aspiration for many young Warriors to be. It's a very iconic week for us to be in Abu Dhabi. I don't know how many of you could understand my English, and those who speak Arabic and those who don't speak both. Because every time we have the same problem, we need to solve it. I think the next conference, we're going to have simultaneous translators with headsets.
So Palm Sports invested in a translator.
We have it already. We have the investments. Just we need to apply it.
No, meaning that the new thing that's coming, it'll be the first time that.
Well, that's good. That's why. All right. So that's it. So again, let me tell you about this week. Why it's so important for us. It's July, and there are more than 7 international events taking place this week. 7 international events, including UFC. And believe me, the Warriors, thanks to many of you, has become an idol for many, and has been able to capture the attention of sports enthusiasts all across the world. I'm not talking about Abu Dhabi, I'm not talking about the GCC, I'm not talking about the Middle East, I'm not talking about Asia, I'm talking about the world. Today, in these two cards we have, in the next 2 days, we have successfully and gladly combined fighters from 22 countries. 22 countries. And those fighters reside collectively in more than 30 countries. And I'm not even talking about geography, because that's not what we get, we're all fighters. But it's something we have to appreciate in you all coming together. We truly appreciate the continued diligence and the continued sacrifices and the continued dedication before us to yourselves. Those of you that train every day on and off and have other jobs, we feel your struggle. And this is what keeps the UAE Warriors going. For many, and my team, you are the few that keeps going. So without further ado, I want to thank you all, and I want to welcome you to your second home, Abu Dhabi, if that's the first home. Palm Sports is proud to grow its UAE Warriors family, and if there is one word that defines our relationship since the rejuvenation of Warriors from Abu Dhabi Warriors to UAE Warriors, since Palm Sports took over, what is it? No, what's the name? What's the word? Family. We're all one family. Blue or red or blue corner, it doesn't matter. To us, you're all winners. This is the nature of the sport. Not everybody can win. But the fact you have the heart and you're able to come and showcase your efforts, and showcase your hard work, and showcase your soul in the UAE Warriors cage, to me, you're a champion. To the ladies, you are an inspiration. The UAE Warriors, in less than 5 years, have become known for producing one of the best women fights in the history of MMA. It's not me saying, this is other people who are actually paid to write, come up with this factual, well-substantiated articles. Many, Allah Azim is the truth, many sports enthusiasts from North America, because let's be honest, in our field of sports, the MMA, the Holy Grail is the UFC. When UFC is an organization, it's not that it's an organization, it's like the Warriors, just like PFL, except they're better and bigger. So they're the academy. So it's only understandable that you have close to it the biggest media outlets. So for the Warriors to receive the attention of similar media outlets, this is something that's done not by us, but by each one of you. In you and all fighters. أنا بلشت بالإنجليزي، سامحونا أمرار واحد لما يكون متأخر gets a bit nervous، I do apologize، بعتذر عن التأخير. لأول مرة في تاريخ الوريورز اليوم متأخر على بريس كونفرنس وعلى ايفنت 70 minutes، مرة تأخرنا من التلفزيون. مرة 5 دقائق. 5 دقائق. كانت المرة الوحيدة. صح؟ واليوم بس والله ما قدرت، أنا بعتذر مرة ثانية. أنا اللي حكيته ما بعرف إذا وصلت my message in English، بس for those who يعني ما بيحكوا إنجليزي، المسج بالعربي. شكرا لكم. أنتوا الإلهام تاع Warriors، أنتوا الإلهام تاع أبو ظبي MMA movement، أنتوا أهم جزء من نجاح بام سبورتس بهذا المقاييس الأمامية. نحن اليوم سعيدين جدا بوجود أبو ظبي. عادة شهر 7 كان شهر مليء بالبرامج السفر اليوم، برامج الإجازات، بس تغيرت الدنيا. الحمد لله رب العالمين اليوم أبو ظبي ما في مكان، ما في محفل عام. الحمد لله رب العالمين اليوم أبو ظبي خاصة هذا الأسبوع ما بعتقد في أوتيل فاضي. هاي التغييرات ما حدثت بالصدفة، هاي كلها مدروسة وفي استراتيجيات طبقت من سنين سابقة بإدارة وإشراف قيادتنا رشيد على المشروع الرياضي اليوم مشروع وطني. واحنا منظر رياضيين بنلعب كل صغير فيه، بس الحمد لله رب العالمين قادرين نكمل هذا يعني نكمل المهمات اللي أسندت إلينا بكل شغف وبكل شرف وبكل امان. فالحمد لله رب العالمين مشروع الوريورز جزء لا يتجزأ من كيان او طمس رياضي. واليوم احنا في النسخه 61 62 ريال. وهذا الريال انت الوحيد اللي شايفك الضوء مش ماليش حدا ثاني. ابو زهير والله يعني مش شايف حدا. فاليوم احنا في النسخه 61 62 عادي لما شفتك انا وهي طلعنا عليك ل 50 كنا نتوقع نوصل نسخه 60 50. نو واي 50 نسخه 60 اتس نوت نورمال. فشكرا لكم كلكم. احنا for those who don't speak Arabic, you'll have to forgive me. We have our formal word that I do represent the board, Palm Sports family, and I want to reaffirm and I want to utilize this wonderful community to let you know how big your Palm Sports family is today. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Palm Sports family today is more than 17 to 18,000 full-time employees and 21,000 in all. اليوم كبرت من شركة كانت الاكسبيرمنتال بروجكت لشركة فيها أكثر من 20,000 family members. فالحمد لله رب العالمين. So allow me to begin this interview with a little word, this official word, official statement. I am pleasured and honored to speak and recite on behalf of my team and my board of directors. And it has been Arabic, and I'll give you a version of it in English, which I already brought this head. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحضور الكريم، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. يسعدني ويشرفني أن أرحب بكم اليوم في هذا المؤتمر الصحفي الذي نكشف من خلاله عن أبرز ملامح النسختين 61 و 62 من بطولات محلية الإمارات المقرر إقامتها يومين 23 و 24 يوليو الجاري الأربعاء والخميس ضمن فعاليات أسبوع القتال في أبو ظبي في قاعة سبيس 42 في أجواء رياضية مملوءة بالشغف والتحدي والطموح. وبدعم قيادتنا الرشيدة أصبحت أبو ظبي محطة عالمية مهمة لرياضات القتال ووجهة لا غنى عنها لعشاق الفنون القتالية المختلطة من مختلف أنحاء العالم. وإن نجاح سلسلة محاربي الإمارات ما هو إلا انعكاس الرؤية والطموح التي تحتضنها العاصمة ولجهود شركائنا منهم مجلس أبو ظبي الرياضي ودائرة الثقافة والسياحة وأبو ظبي الرياضي وغيرهما وعدد آخر من المؤسسات والجهات الحكومية الذين يعملون بتناغم تام لتكريس موقع أبو ظبي في صدارة النشاط الرياضي العالمي. وفي هذا السياق يسعدنا أن تكون بطولتا محلية الإمارات 61 و 62 من الركائز الأساسية بأسبوع القتال في أبو ظبي الذي يعد حدثا استثنائيا عالميا على مستوى المنطقة والعالم ويتوج ب UFC Fight Night أبو ظبي. الحضور الكرام، إن النسخة 61 من البطولة تشهد ميزانا رئيسيا من العيار الثقيل لتوحيد لقب محاربي الإمارات في وزن الريشة يجمع بين بطل السلسلة العربية علي القيسي وبطل السلسلة الإفريقية سيلفستر تشيبونغ في مواجهة تجسد التقاء القارتين على أرض الإمارات. وفي الحدث الرئيسي المشترك كومين إيفنت يواجه أساف تشوبرو من أذربيجان البرازيلي المخضرم جواو بيدرو سالدانا في وزن البانتم ويت، وفي مواجهة توعد بالحماس وحقبة السنين وتحدي الشباب مع حقبة السنين. كما يشهد هذا الحدث عودة المقاتل عمران شعبان بعد تألقه في دانا وايت كونتندر سيريز وبعد شهر من مشاركته الناجحة في يوي ووريرز 59 وفي نزال مرتقب أمام البرازيلي ولينتين ناديرا. كما يستمر الزخم بنزالات أخرى تضم نخبة من المقاتلين الصاعدين والمخضرمين من أكثر من 20 جنسية. أما النسخة 62 فتتوجها مواجهة على لقب وزن الوسط بين الأوزبكي ختام والبطل البيروفي جيمس يونتو، إضافة إلى نزال رئيسي مشترك في وزن 75 كيلو بين المغربين كابردين وكيريل هيروتس، إضافة على مشاركة مرتقبة لمقاتلين مخضرمين مثل برونو ماتشادو وفايز جاكوزي ومحمد ديلي عثماني وأمين هدايا وشانا يوم. السيدات والسادة، إن محلية الإمارات ليست مجرد بطولة بل مشروع وطني رياضي تقوده شركة بانز الرياضية التي أخذت على عاتقها منذ تأسيسها مسؤولية المساهمة الفاعلة في تطوير الرياضة في دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة وتمكين الأجيال الشابة وصناعة منصات التميز الرياضي تعكس روح الاتحاد وطموح الرياضة وطموح الرياضة. وبفضل هذا الالتزام أصبحت بانز الرياضية اليوم شريكا في دفع عجلة الرياضة عبر برامجها المجتمعية وشركاتها المؤسسية واستثماراتها النوعية في الرياضات القتالية. وفي الختام لا يسعني ان اتوجه بجزيل الشكر والعرفان الى قيادتنا الرشيده والحكيمه والى شقينا الاستراتيجيين في مجلس ابو ظبي الرياضي ودائره الثقافه والسياحه وابو ظبي وقنوات ابو ظبي الرياضيه والى جميع من ساهم في اخراج هذه البطولات بابهى الصوره. كما اخذ بالشكر سعاده عبد المنعم هاشمي رئيس مجلس اداره الشركه ورئيس اللجنه المنظمه على الرؤيه السديده ودعم المتواصل، واخونا الاعلامي المخضرم سيد يعقوب السعدي على كل الدعم اللي اتاحوا لمنظمه محاربي الارهاب. والسلام عليكم ورحمه الله وبركاته. For those who have not learned Arabic yet, the official statement has two messages. Palm Sports, the UAE Warriors, is proud to host you, is proud to call you and refer to as family, and is proud from the responsibility that has been bestowed upon by our leadership to play a role, no matter how big or small it is, in the sports movement in the United Arab Emirates. Palm Sports, the UAE Warriors, thrive by your continuity and your success. We're proud of you. Good luck to all of you and have a wonderful week. Thank you.
Question for
Sir.
the idea of intercontinental belt,
Yes.
does everybody relinquish their belts if they lose, or is it just an add-on? So one of them will become champ.
Yes, they'll definitely be able to.
They will be over the
They will be able to.
They will be able to.
They're way over.
Okay, and
They'll give it more value now.
so now you're tying up.
It's like you have the undisputed champion that way.
Okay, very good. My next question is to the icon Bruno Machado. We saw that way you were introduced as UAE Warriors, one of us, you know, family. Everyone that retires and comes back has aspiration. Do you aspire to go back to being to fighting for the title soon, since you are on a winning streak?
So I gave an interview during the week to talk about this, okay? And we have to talk about the reality, okay? The guy who holds the belt right now, he's full-time athlete. He only train, eat and sleep, okay? I'm a 38 years old guy, okay? Father, I have my family, and I have to work every day. So, of course, if I get 3 months to full fight camp, okay? For sure, I would love to face him, okay? But right now, I cannot do that. I need my job, I need to work every day also because I have my family, I have to pay my bills, I have a lot of things to do. So to face someone, right now I prefer to be similar on my age, okay? But that's a kind of challenge I would accept if I had a full-time 3 months camp, for sure. It would be a very good fight.
Well, maybe his boss can come up with a belt for the goats or the icons.
My boss just gave me a message. He will need 2 months. He will give me 2 months to do it. So let me just say something else. Like I love to be here, especially in UAE Warriors. Okay, so after I got the belt from UAE Warriors, after I become the champ, a lot of things changed my life. And not that it's supposed to be possible if I'm not fighting UAE Warriors, okay? And my advice to the young people now who wants to be a fighter, okay? The best place to be, if you're not in the UFC, the biggest platform, the best place to be UAE Warriors. Why? Because no one organization in the world doing 2 events back-to-back hours like we do. So, if you are young and if you are able to make weight 5 times during the year, for sure you fight 5 times during the year because nobody do what we do. I see people talk about MMA organization, big organization, they don't say not about UAE Warriors. UAE Warriors is too big. Too big. Talk to me, which organization do what we do? 2 times, like 2 events back-to-back? 2 events back-to-back during the year, and how many times a year?
Thank you, Bruno.
So, the best place to be, if you are not UFC, is UAE Warriors, and I love to be here.
Question to IC. If you're not getting the this belt and then being champ, if you end up getting this belt. Was that something inspired by what Mohamed Fakhreddin did, or was it no? This was came up with the idea of the unification of the belts. Did you want this, the champ persona, or?
Yes, would be great to be like the first fighter from UAE Warriors family to be holding the three belt, yeah, like next generation, they are looking to us, they are following us. So this is like good example for hard working, for like saying what he said, like to be like fighting with UAE Warriors, like give us like big opportunity to add a lot to our career, to our achievement. Like it's to make history in our region. So yeah, like I'm glad, like alhamdulillah, like I'm here.
طيب بالعربي عشان الناس التوحيد العربي هذه رسائل بالعربي، كيف كان معسكر تبعك؟ كيف كان تحضيرك للسيلفستر؟
الحمد لله المعسكر كان جدا ممتاز. يعني قبل شوي انت منشنت انه راح اكون واحد من المقاتلين بعد الفوز ان شاء الله حاصل على 3 أحزمة، فهذا اعطاني موتيفيشن واعطاني جلد اكثر انه اتمرن احسن وارجع للديسبلين والانضباط اللي كنت عليه وطول عمري عليه، والمعسكر كان جدا ممتاز يعني الحمد لله توفيق.
My question is to Sylvester. Last question to Sylvester. You know, I can't help that there's a lot of pressure on you. It's, you know, you're the only one that's not smiling. In the poster, I noticed, Ali's smiling, you're not smiling. Do you feel like there's a lot of pressure on you?
That's a photographer.
I think, firstly, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity. And, you know, fighting Ali, when I first fought in the UAE Warriors, he's always been a legend of the sport, the face of the organization, so there's no pressure on me, not at all. You know, contrary to lots of expectations, I'm not here to take part. I'm not here for a participation trophy. I'm here to support the party and take this thing home.
And how do you anticipate the fight to go? Because Ali has the endurance. It's a 5 round,
Absolutely.
five rounds. He always has the endurance. When last time you came in, you finished the first round. Are you ready for a 5 rounds war?
I've always trained for 5-round fights. You know, I've been a champion before in the 5 rounds. I know what it feels like to fight a 5-round fight. And me facing Ali, like I say again, the legend of the sport, one of the faces of the organization, you know, someone that I respect and I think is respected by all the athletes and organizers right here. I left no stone unturned. I've done every part. I've done every bit that I have to do. And you know, once that cage job closes, I'm ready to go the full 5 rounds. If the fight is to go 1 round, 2 rounds, or 5 rounds, I'm ready for whatever.
And your predictions to spoiling the party?
And you, Sylvester, to phone me. That's the only prediction I have.
Well, Frank got a smile, so I appreciate it. Very nice smile.
مستر فؤاد، سمعنا كلام البطل ماتشادو المغربي مرة. في نفس التراك بسأل عن تبادل الأدوار أو تنقل المقاتلين من محاربي الإمارات للUFC وعودة بعض المقاتلين من الUFC لمحاربي الإمارات. وجود النسختين 61 و 62 في أسبوع أبو ظبي اللي بيضم أبرز البطولات في الإمامية. يعني الدلالة بتاعت سير محاربي الإمارات خلال 5 سنوات بسرعة يعني مسهلة، يعني لا تغالب منظمة أو منظمة كبيرة جدا ذات تاريخ كبير وطويل جدا في الإمامية.
أبو زيد شكرا على سؤالك، لأنه هذا يعني بيحط أنظار على مسيرة نجاح المنظومة الرياضية بعاصمتنا ودولتنا قبل ما نحكي على الوريورز. احنا حكينا تكرارا اخوي زهير على اهميه وجودنا بأوطان. غير انها هي عاصمتنا الحبيبه وارضنا جميله، كمان هي عاصمه رياضيه بالعالم. احنا اليوم لما ننشئ بالشارع انا وياك بتلاقي المنشآت الرياضيه متاحه وموجوده توصل لها بكل سهوله. بتلاقي الطرق، بتلاقي المطارات، بتلاقي الشق السياحي، الشق الطبي، الشق الصحي، الشق التعليمي، الشق التشريعي. هذا كله يساهم في نجاح مشروع رياضي في الدولة. واحنا مشروع بسيط من مشاريع في مشاريع بالدولة انجح من مشروع اليونيفورمز. احنا الحمد لله رب العالمين الله يسرنا توفيق من رب العالمين ونعم بالله الرشيد انه قدرنا ناخذ سنه تنجح بالميديا. بس انا باكد لك دولتنا وعاصمتنا الحديث في مشاريع يمكن يعني سبقتنا للنجاح الرياضي. احنا اليوم 5 سنين ما حدا توقع، وهذا مش كلام فؤاد ولا كلام ابو زهير ولا كلام ريو ولا كلام علي برونو ونون اوف ذا فايترز. توقعنا انا ما translate this question in English or short here what he said because I don't know it's a very good question. اليوم ما حدا توقع انه 5 سنين لان حكينا كثير بس ما داعي حالي نعمل او نحتفل بالنسخه 61 هذا مش هو الاحتفال. الاحتفال انه قدرنا نحافظ على نمط التطور بين نسخه والثانيه. قدرنا نحافظ على ابطالنا. علي از نوت ان ايزي بيرسون نحافظ عليه، في كثير منظمات بالدنيا بس كمان في امراض في ناس عندهم لويالتي. وهي اللويالتي انا ما فيني اجيبها ما فيني اشتريها، هي موجوده عند الناس. فاحنا الله اكرمنا بهيك ناس. فبدنا نطلع على كل الانجريدينتس اللي ساهمت بنشر ونجاح اليو واريورز. اهمها دعم قيادتنا الرشيده. ثانيا وجودنا عاصمتنا الحبيبه ابو ظبي. المنشآت الرياضيه الموجوده بالمنظومه الاستراتيجيه الرياضيه اللي تبتكرت الرشيدي. بالم سبورتس، فريق عمل بالم سبورتس. عندك فريق عمل بالم سبورتس. انا يعني والله بدون اي زوجيه معايير ولا نقول بايس. The best team in the world that can run a sports event is a team led by Wesley and his team led by Palm Sports. This is a company that does 800 competitions a year. فالوريورز احنا we do it as an exercise for unwinding. نحب الوريورز. كلنا مصر احنا اتاتشد مع الوريورز اليوم. حتى those guys who cannot understand what I'm saying, I hope you feel we have a family attachment. We feel your pain. We celebrate your success. We grow with you grow. فهاي جزء ما في تشتري، هذا موجود بقلبنا. احنا اذا تلاحظ كل فريق العمل اللي عندي بيشتري بقلبه. والفايترز بيشتري بحياته قلبه. Again دعم قيادتنا. وجودنا بأبو ظبي. بالم سبورتس. دعم مجلس إدارتنا. وجود بالم سبورتس بكيان مهم جدا تبع الاي اتش سي. الفايترز اللي عندنا ساهم بهذا. بس ما حدا كان يتوقع انه يطلع ارتكلز من امريكا وغيرها انه يو اي Warriors today is top 3 organization بالعالم، مش توب 5 ولا توب 10 توب 3 ولا ريو. يعني كل شيء بحكي لك هي substantial. We have been referred to as top 3 organization thanks to all. Again, so Zer's question was to me, how did we succeed in establishing the UAE Warriors as a top-notch MMA championship in such little time? And my answer, I'm going to give you my concise answer so I don't bore you. First, foremost, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God. We have His blessings, He's the one that makes us all successful. Second, the endless, boundless, infinite, generous support we have from our great leadership. Third, Palm Sports being part of the UAE sports strategy. Fourth, the benevolent infrastructure investments by our great leadership in the sports paradigm. Fifth, Palm Sports is in Abu Dhabi and belongs to IHC. Sixth, and more important to my heart, the team we have. The Palm Sports team, which is managed by Mr. Wesley, Nielsen, Flavio, Lucio, Rubo, Yazan, Abdurrahman, Hatem. I've got many names, I don't even want to name. The affiliation we have with you is ours. So, what fuels us, me and my team, is those young men and women who come here to fulfill their dreams. So this is why UAE Warriors is where it is.
Next question. I'll ask you a few questions if I can. Just a few things I want to know. I'm going to start with Joao Pedro Saldana, if I may. You've got 6 finishes by first round submission, but you're taking on a guy in Asaf Choparov who's also got a lot of submissions. Do you see this as purely a jiu-jitsu fight, or do you think it's going to stay with the striking? Because you're taking on a sambo fighter, but you're a submission specialist.
Imagino que vai ser uma grande guerra. A gente vai trocar e aí ele vai se desesperar, vai entrar dentro do desespero e vai ser finalizado. Se você não pode tirar, né?
So I predict a big war. So we're gonna exchange punches, and he's gonna get desperate. We're gonna try to get my leg, and we're gonna knock him out. We're gonna submit him.
Now, Sandra, can I ask you a simple question? You want a 20-fight winning streak. If you extend that winning streak to 21, and your third finish at UAE Warriors, do you think you should be deserved to fight for a title if you win?
For me, it doesn't matter. I think I deserve the title fight after this, and I'm prepared for all. It doesn't matter striking, grappling, and thank you, UAE Warriors, for this opportunity. This is the Give Me Call main event, and I'm happy to be here.
Any more questions?
Fuad, any timeline on the next event?
Yes, definitely. We're going to have an event that we're going to make Berlin surprise. We had a press conference on Friday to announce it. So I'm going to tell you that there's an event we're going to announce, but also we don't want to run the press conference on Friday because it's going to be there.
Okay.
But our next 100% confirmed event is going to be in October, along with UFC weekend.
With the recent tie-up of Palm Sports with the Red Castle in Egypt, are we ever going to see you guys there?
Definitely. This is something I've been working on a personal level for the last 2 years. I've got the matter sent by my board. We really want to do an event in Cairo. I believe we have splendid talent over there waiting to be highlighted, and this is one of our missions. Inshallah, sooner than later, area. But really, and you hit it on the nail, I really would love to see the Warriors in Egypt. Definitely. Sooner than later, inshallah.
Waiting you and Jordan too.
We tried, Ali. We did, and we did Jordan. We tried. You know, we tried. We really want to. We want to be in Jordan. We want to be in Egypt. We want to be in everywhere. We want to be everywhere if we can. I mean, yes. And we have people. You know, we already started talking to people. Because unfortunately, we reached a halting point when it comes to sponsors, expenditure, visas. And sometimes it's not easy to get visas for certain people.
All of the right times.
Inshallah. So yes.
I have an idea for this, by the way. If you get half of the fighters, let's say we go to Jordan, since there's some change in the MMA in Jordan recently, just last week. So maybe it'll become UAE Warriors, Jordan, because half one side will be all Jordanians, and other half are the fighters that can travel.
It's not the problem of getting the fights here. There's so much logistics behind this. I mean, it is important for me to elaborate on how we do the Warriors. We don't have a separate team. We don't have an external source that manages us. We don't have an external matchmaker. We don't have an external production manager. Everything that is done at the Warriors is done as a second job. Bruno mentioned something. Bruno said he has to work. Bruno works every day from 6 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. And then he has to go and practice and fight. Manage all my respect to everyone. It's very similar to many of us. We wake up at 5, go to work at 7, finish work, and then go to the Warriors. So it's logistically it's not that easy until we have a segregated, independent team that just does the Warriors. And we cannot do that yet because financially it's not feasible. We don't have enough sponsors. And after all, we are a commercial entity. And we would rather spend this little money on the Warriors themselves. If you noticed over the last years, we tried within our abilities to enhance the experience of coming to Abu Dhabi, the hoteling, the nutritional aspect, the medical supervision, and the arena, and the purse money. So there's priorities. After all, how old is the Warriors? How old are you? 5 years. It seems much more than 5 years, doesn't it? It seems like 20 years, but it's only 5 years. We've done this for 5 years only. So inshallah, days are coming.
سؤال علي. سؤال علي. اوريدي ريو سألك عن أهمية موقعك هلا بالشركة حامل لقب UAE Warriors Arabia، كنت حامل لقب الانترناشونال فيرجن، وهلا عندك تشانس تكون اول شخص مش حامل كل الالقاب مع بعض، ولكن اول شخص بيحمل 3 القاب للشركه. خبرني اكثر عن طموحك اذا قدرت تحمل هيدا البلت، هل كمان يور اينج الثالث تحملهم ثلاثتهم سوا؟
بس اكيد ان شاء الله يعني احمله، عشان تعبت بالتدريب وجاهز 200% اذا مش اكثر. واكيد طبعا يعني ان شاء الله اذا كان في اوبورتونيتي نرجع لانترناشونال تايتل راح اكون جاهز باي وقت، زي ما UAE Warriors بتعرف باي وقت بيحكوا معي عندك فايت باليوم الفلاني، انا علي احكي حاضر، علي احكي حاضر قبل 3 ايام قبل 5 ايام، وهذا الحكي صار من قبل مع اول تايتل فايت انا عملته، اخذته قبل 4-5 ايام. وزي ما بقول لك يعني دائما جاهز. والفكره من التايتل هذا انه نيو هيستوري، وراح يعني المعسكر كامل والديسبلين كامل والتجهيز كامل كان انه راح يكون في لاين جديد تو ماي كارير، وراح اضيف يعني برضه شيء جديد بالمنطقه. وان شاء الله يعني احنا بنطمح له دائما انه نساعد جيل القادم، وزي ما UAE Warriors برضه بتطمح انه تساعد المقاتلين العرب وتوصل المقاتلين بالمنطقه وحوالين العالم للعالمية اكثر، للنجوميه اكثر. وان شاء الله نقدر نكون بارت من هاي الستوري اللي راح تكون عندنا بالمنطقه واللي قاعده تكبر كل يوم والثاني. فالحمد لله اني بارت من هاي العائله.
Thank you, Ali. Quick question, Boy Nazaro. You speak English?
I translate.
Brilliant. So he's undefeated, 10-0. Is this the biggest fight in his career? Does he consider his opponent the biggest yet?
Богдан, это твой первый бой, ты никогда не был победителем. Это сейчас в твоей карьере самый большой бой, ты думаешь, или нет?
Да.
Assalamu alaikum. Да, я знаю. Это самый главный бой, иншаллах. Это бой потом, иншаллах, UFC.
Yes, this is my biggest fight so far. After this fight, inshallah, he goes to the UFC.
Inshallah.
Well, we have to ask his opponent something. You know, prove that we're in the UAE. We're not rude here. James.
I'll try to go.
You speak Spanish?
Yeah,
Get out.
How does it feel fighting for the belt against such a powerhouse as Fotam, where he says, like, my next fight is going to be the UFC, I'm going to get the belt and go to the UFC? Does that make you intimidated?
Cuando él se dice que es otra pelea, es en el UFC, ¿tienes miedo para ese dice ese? Ese dice que tu pregunta pelea.
Victor. Sorry man, sorry. What about Victor man?
Diciendo que su próxima pelea va a ser en UFC, si te sientes intimidado al respecto. Si te sientes intimidado al respecto.
No me siento intimidado, es más, estoy muy agradecido por la oportunidad. Yo quiero regresar a UFC, él quiere entrar a UFC, entonces va a ser una guerra.
I'm not intimidated at all. I want to thank for the opportunity, but as he wants to go to UFC, I want to go back to UFC. So I promise a war.
And how do you see the fight going? How do you see the prediction of the fight, how it goes?
¿Cuál es tu predicción de la pelea? ¿Cómo crees que va a desarrollarse?
En cualquier ámbito de la pelea voy a estar listo, voy a estar preparado en jiu-jitsu, en lucha, en el striking, pero yo pienso llevarlo a aguas profundas y a mi juego, que es el striking.
I'm prepared for any kind of fight that he proposes, but I'm trying to get him to be water and put him in my fight that is striking.
Welcome to Abu Dhabi.
Bienvenido, Abu Dhabi.
Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I've just got one more question for you, Mr. Fuad, if that's okay. I want to speak to Akshin Babayev. Tom, you're going to translate again, I know you're from Azerbaijan, yeah. You're taking on a legend in Bruno Machado. You know what a hero he is here. And you fought for us 5 years ago. What's it like to come back to Abu Dhabi to UAE Warriors after 5 years and be taking on one of the greats?
Ты будешь драться против легенда UAE, и ты последний раз здесь дрался 5 лет назад. Как чувствуется тебе вернуться здесь и опять драться на UAE Warriors?
Ассаламу алейкум. Да, это у меня второй бой. Соперник очень хороший. Я выступал 65, что выступаю 71 весов. Меня это нет проблем. Мы покажем хороший бой. Он легенда, а я тоже из Азербайджана легенда.
Hello everybody. I fought 5 years ago. This is my second fight with the UAE Warriors. He is a legend in the UAE Warriors, but I am also a legend in Azerbaijan. So I'm coming up from 66. I used to fight at 66, but now I'm coming up to fight him at 70, and I'm ready. It's going to be a war, so make sure you watch.
If there's any more questions, guys? Don Marcus, thanks for translating for us. Can't wait to your next fight. Well, let's get the face-offs, boss. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, I just want to say thank you. Without taking away, I hope this is translated in as many languages as possible, okay? So those who speak Spanish, please translate in Spanish. Those who speak Russian, please translate in Russian. So the guy that was here speaking Spanish, come back, please. And I want this message to be translated. I'll say it in English, I'll say it in Arabic, and my brother will say it in Spanish, and he'll speak in Russian. And I think we'll cover Portuguese, and that will cover all the languages. We at Palm Sports, UAE Warriors, have gratitude for every single fight card we did. We are associated with every single fighter since the inception of UAE Warriors. It was Abu Dhabi Warriors before. So Palm Sports took over this wonderful organization in 2019. Today, without exaggeration in our feelings and emotions, the UAE Warriors is probably one of the closest things to our heart. And normally, you cannot have something like this close to your heart or something like that. It's a hobby. The reason this is close to our heart is because of you people. It's because of the fighters. We feel you. We understand you. We understand your goal. And I'm going to give you the mic now to speak in Russian. I hope you remember all this, huh? And when we look at this card, 61-62, probably one of the best fight cards I've ever seen anywhere in any MMA organization when it comes to that. So as a fan, as someone who cannot do what you do, I'm an older man, I'm in the 50s, so I shouldn't do what you do anyways. But as a fan, thank you so much. We welcome you home in Abu Dhabi, and I'm not exaggerating if we say we love you very much. Thank you so much, God bless you. Now in Arabic, شكرا لكل من كان معنا بالسابق. بال 60 نسخة اللي احنا عملناهم بام سبورت، شكرا لكل من دافع عن لقب او اجى ولاعب عندنا بالكيل بالوريز، شكرا. احنا اليوم كفريق عمل بام سبورتس بنلاقي بي ووريز من اكثر الايفنتس اللي بقلبنا، مش بسبب شيء غير بسبب وجودكم. فانا بالنيابه عن فريق عملنا بقول شكرا. وبكهاوي كفان بعتقد الكارت 61 و 62 بعتقد انا من اجمل الجروب اللي طلعوا بالام ام اي كلها مش بس باليو ووريرز. فبنشكرك مره ثانيه. I hope you could remember what I said. You say that in Spanish briefly. Do you mind? Please. You go, sir. And then we'll give you the mic. I want to make sure this message goes to as many people in as many languages. We'll make it quick. You remember what I said. Thank you, best card. We love you all.
Muchas gracias a todos ustedes por estar aquí. El evento 61-62 es la mejor cartelera que hemos hecho hasta el momento y los amamos mucho, los tenemos muy cerca del corazón y todo esto es gracias a ustedes y por ustedes y para ustedes.
Привет всем. Я хочу сказать всем бойцам, что без вас эта организация бы никогда не было. Я очень хочу вас всех благодарить. И, по-моему, мое мнение, этот карт один из самых лучших, когда-то это был UAE история. Так, я хочу вам сказать большое спасибо. Мы видим, как сложно это вам делать, но мы как организация вас благодарим. Спасибо.
Nós da família Palmes Esportes e UAE Warriors somos muito gratos por todos os atletas que estão aqui para lutar e ele pessoalmente nunca viu dois cards assim tão bons de luta e eles são eternamente gratos e estão muito felizes por tudo que está acontecendo e especialmente gratos a todos os atletas que estão aqui hoje. Sem vocês nada disso poderia acontecer.
Thank you so much. Now we're going to give one.
So if we could clear the floor and we'll get the face-offs, just the fighters here with Mr. Fuad Darwish for the face-offs, and then we're going to have the official photograph with our CEO and all the fighters present in one picture if we can after those face-offs, and then if fighters can stay behind afterwards for individual media interviews with you, appreciate it. So let's say if we can clear the floor, we'll get the face-offs going.
Same line as the
Security, please, if we can get a couple of professors. Profesores. Alright, our first face-off is going to have the co-main event fighters for UAE Warriors 61. Asaf Choparov taking on João Pedro Saldanha.
That's it for the cage. Good job.
Up next is the co-main event of UAE Warriors 62. Action the Life taking on the one and only Bruno Cabrera Machado. Your main event coming up next, but that's your co-main event of UAE Warriors 62. And we're moving on to the main event of UAE Warriors 61. It is for the new Arabia versus Africa Intercontinental featherweight belt between the gladiator from Zimbabwe, Sylvester Chifumbu, taking on the royal fighter from Jordan, Ali Al-Kaisi.
There's so much love in here, and I know they're going to be fighting. No, it's smiling, look at that.
Making history, ladies and gentlemen, the Intercontinental featherweight belt.
That's it.
One more picture, please. One more.
your main event at UAE Warriors 62 this Thursday. Please welcome the welterweight title contender James Goku Lonto from Peru, taking on the welterweight champion of UAE Warriors from Uzbekistan, Khotanbek White Wolf Boy Nazarov. UFC Fight Pass now to Dhabi Sports TV, the welterweight title on the line at UAE Warriors 62. Your main event, folks.
Simon, go ahead.
Let's get started for the official photograph.
Yes.